Welcome back. One person has been feared dead and five others injured after a group of protesting youths stormed a police station in Ghana's northern town of Nkronza. According to the statement from the police, the protesters freed some six suspects from police cells during the chaos. The protest followed the killing of a 28-year-old suspect, Albert Donkor, by police during an operation targeting armed robbery suspects in the area.
Now, to give us more update on this development, we're joined all the way from Accra by Wilberforce Asare. He's an editor and a political analyst. Good morning, Wilberforce. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Olive, for having me.
Thank you. Now, tell us about this protest, what we know about this protest so far.
All right, so, this case that you mentioned is an interesting development in our country. First of all, Nkronza is in the Bono East region of Ghana. Bono East region is one of the regions in the northern part of our country. And usually in the northern part of countries in Africa, there are always difficulties when it comes to logistics and all that. And so Ghana is not an exception. The police has logistical problems. In the case that is before us, Albert Donko is believed to be a businessman by the inhabitants of Nkronza. They believe that he is someone they know. However, the police arrested him some 2 or 3 weeks ago in a soup because they suspected that he was part of an armed robbery gang. And when they took him into custody, after a few days, he was reported dead. And it was the report of his death that sparked the challenges that the youth came up with in the Nkronza area. And that's because the young people in the area believe that this is someone they know. And so for him to be arrested as an armed robber and later on being reported dead without any further particulars is something that shook the very foundation of the Nkronza community. As it stands today, because of the reaction of the youth in the area, it actually led to the death of another person. So we are no longer talking about just the death of one person. A second person has died because the youth went on rampage, and as a result, the police returned fire at those rampaging youth, and one person died with several other persons getting hurt. We are told that the 7 or so persons that got hurt, 2 of them have been treated and discharged. 5 of them are still in hospital. It led to the police command sending senior officers from the Greater Accra region all the way to the Nkronza region, which is in the Bono East. It's about 9 hours drive from the Greater Accra region by road. And the police chiefs have intervened. And we are told that they have brought on board the chief of the area, the elders of the area, and also the minister responsible for the Bono East region. They have assured the youth that very thorough investigations will be conducted to ensure that whatever led to the unrest, first of all, the arrest of Albert Donko, his death, and subsequently the reaction of the police to the protesters and the death of the second person that occurred as a result of the protest. So in a nutshell, that's what I can tell you about the development in Nkronza, which is in the Bono East region of Ghana.
Now that you've brought in the police, let's also quickly just share, a statement by the police in Ghana there and share with our viewers this morning before we go to our next questions. There you can find it. It says, of course, a police professional bureau investigates the death of a robbery suspect in Nkoranza. Yes, you can see it. And it has promised certain things that must be done to ensure that the truth is found out. And of course, if anybody is found culpable, maybe negligent on the side of the police, then of course, very likely would be made to face whatever consequences are available. But that's from the police in Ghana. Let's move on and talk about the other things relating to this case. The Commonwealth Human Rights Initiative, you remember, has asked the government to undertake an impartial investigation into the circumstances leading to the death of Albert Donko. How soon should the outcome of the investigation be expected?
Well, so that's a very interesting question because investigations in Ghana sometimes, when it comes to such cases, has delayed. But when there are cases like this that has a lot of public interest, the police service and all other institutions tend to give it a bit more attention. It is the expectation of those of us in the media here in Ghana that this particular case will be given the needed attention so that investigations can be expedited. On the side of the media, we have been doing our own inquiries and speaking to people on the ground in Nkronza. And the details we have as at now is that there is a belief that Albert Donko belonged to a particular WhatsApp platform. And on that WhatsApp platform, he did identify that he knows some rogue police officers who are doing things within the Nkronza area that are unconstitutional and criminal. And someone on the WhatsApp platform more like acted as an informant to some police officers. And it was based on that information given by a member on the WhatsApp platform that Albert belonged that led to his arrest. And so the youth have said that they do know that Albert is a businessman and he's a well-known person in the Nkronza district. So to what extent would he be referred to as an armed robber by the police if it is not something more like a guise just to arrest him because of the disclosures that he made on the WhatsApp platform? And so that is the little information that we journalists here in Ghana have as to the genesis of his arrest. Because if we do not deal with the genesis of his arrest, we are unable to conclude this matter. So based on this information we are going to be putting pressure on the police to make full disclosure as far as their investigation is concerned, because if he was not arrested because he's an armed robber and that he committed a specific offense, then there is reason to believe that perhaps there was a tip-off given by somebody, and that tip-off corroborates the information that we have as far as his participation on the WhatsApp platform is concerned. And so the police must be able to tell us that they arrested him on suspicion that he's an armed robber because he robbed A, B, C, and D, or he was involved in specific robbery activities that have taken place in the Nkronza area. So the investigations is something that we, the media, are going to push for the security services to expedite action on.
All right, Wilberforce, we look forward to having you again. Give us an update when we have another as regards this case. But before we let you go, I'd like to ask, do we have any statements yet or any reactions from the family of the deceased?
Well, indeed, the family of the deceased have been speaking to the media here in Ghana. Here at my station, Asase Radio, we have actually engaged members of the family as well as members from the community. The family members are demanding justice for their beloved Albert Donko, who has unfortunately died as a result of this whole development. And they do not want anything beyond justice. They want to ensure that the investigations are done and all those who have a role to play or have played any role that led to the arrest, detention, and death of Albert Donko are apprehended, prosecuted, and for that matter, punished for their crimes that he've committed. So essentially, that is what the family is requiring. I can also tell you that based on experience, it is possible that there will be a government intervention to meet with the family and do some kind of compensation for the family, because usually some of these persons are breadwinners, probably has children and has left behind a wife. And measures must be taken to make sure that the family and those he has left behind are well taken care of. So those interventions, I believe, will come from the governmental level.
All right, we hope that the truth prevails, Wilberforce, and we'd love to have you again here when we have further updates as regards the story of the death of this young man. Thank you very much for joining us once again.
Thank you very much indeed for having me.